All right. Hello, Ravens. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Are you there, Ravens? Let me know if you can hear me, or am I just talking to myself like I did last time? All righty. Are we there? Somebody say hi in the chat. Hey, there we go, Alexander. Thank you so much. Right. Guys, welcome, Ravens. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the Fiction Kitchen here on Writing Battle TV, where we are here to congregate, celebrate, and commiserate for the Winter Battle 2025 results rolling out, the in-house results. The Final Showdown is not until Sunday. Okay, it's your first time in Writing Battle and you're excited and nervous. Well, that's part of the reason we're doing this, is so that you don't feel so nervous and you don't feel so alone here in doing this. Just a couple of ground rules, if I may, here in the Fiction Kitchen from my seat. We are going to, in 10 minutes time, we are going to be going over to the Battle in Progress page, which looks something like this. And you can see here, we will go to the houses, and I, at that time, at exactly 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I will find my own house, which is here, House Hunter or Hunter, and I will see how I'm doing. But at the same time, you're probably not going to be watching that, because you're probably going to be watching how you are doing. So we've got a little bit of time before now and then. I did promise on the forum, I did promise that there would be a quiz. There's actually going to be 3 quizzes, and we may possibly be joined by our very own mod from our North American mod from the forum, MT Christian, who might be joining us as our official statistician. He might be joining us on camera if I can get the technology to work. At least he'll be in the chat soon, and he'll be joining us for that quiz as well. There will be a prize for each quiz, and I will be we're talking about my kitchen again. I'll be covering that as we get to it. The kitchen says, Ken Rowland, the kitchen is reversed. Am I in Australia now? No, I think what has happened is I've switched platforms. So I was using something called StreamYard, and now I'm using something called, what's it called? Restream. Restream, you can see it up here in one of the corners of the screen, Restream, and I don't think it's mirroring the image. So the audio is a little bit out of sync. Okay, thank you very much. This is Max, by the way. This is Max from Writing Battle, and he is just letting us know that it's out of sync. That's fine. I'll see what I can do about that. But at the moment, is MT here? Yes, absolutely. This is my house as well. Sarah Lindsay, go House Hunter or House Hunter. Just a few ground rules, please. In the chat, depending on your browser, you'll see it on either side of your screen. In the chat, we keep things light, we keep things positive, we keep the chat going throughout this hour and a bit that we're going to spend together watching these roll out. The idea, as I said before, is to celebrate, to commiserate if we need to, but in a positive way, and also to congregate, to get together, because we don't often get together at the same time. Really, it's only when these battles roll out their results we all get together. So let's have a look here. Just 1 second. Okay. Great. Can you guys see? Look, my chat has gone. My chat has left the building. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we are. Yes, I'm saying hello. So the quizzes, this is Denise asking this. The quizzes, they'll be coming in a minute. I'll be starting those just past 2. In the meantime, we are leading up now. We are about 7 minutes away. I'm going to show you how I'm keeping track of time. I'm using something called time.is. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. And this is accurate to the nanosecond, I believe, atomic clock. And that is what we'll be using to keep track of time. That is what we'll be using to make sure that we call the results when they come. So I'm going to be taking sips here out of my Monsters Inc. Scream canister, as I did last week. When you open the lid, it gives you a sound. And this is the sound you will hear just before each of the results roll out. So the next time you hear that sound, you will know it is time for results, and you can go off to the Writing Battle debrief page, find your house, and see how you are doing. This first set of results is the first 6 rounds of Writing Battle. So you will have been paired up against 6 different stories. You'll have done 6 different battles, and I'm going to switch microphones. Let's see how this works. I've just switched my microphones. Am I still out of sync? Let me know in the chat. I'll take a little sip of water while I'm going. Am I still out of sync with my audio? Yes, Chris, I agree. That is the sound you've been making when the results come out. But if anybody can let me know if I am more in sync now, or if it was better before. The sync is better. Okay. So what we were looking at there, and I'm going to go ahead and move it, was my microphone. For some reason, that wasn't playing ball. The sync is mostly okay. This is way better. All right. Thank you guys very much. This is only our second live stream here on Writing Battle TV. Hopefully not our last. We'll see how it goes today. But thank you so much, guys. Infinitely better. Infinitely better. Thank you very much. Beef Stick, you were quite an active, whoever you are, you were quite active in the last one. We're looking at exactly 4 minutes, guys. Exactly 4 minutes until our first Writing Battle reveal. So these first 6 rounds mean if you have, so we'll be looking at 6, 7, 8. At 2:30 EST, and 9 and 10, rounds 9 and 10 at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that means, correct me if I'm wrong, Max, you'll be somewhere looking in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that means that you need at least 3 points, in this first reveal if you have a chance at staying through to getting the crucial 7 points, that will carry you out of your house and into the final showdown, which is a sudden death match. I believe we're all going to the final 64 if we get out of our house. Now, just a little bit of Writing Battle history. You don't always make it out of your house. I certainly don't. I have made it as far as the top 8 twice. I've also not made it out of my house twice. Depends on the story. Depends on what stories you go up against. Depends on the competition, the genre, your story, the mood of the judges, the preferences of the judges, anything. And Max just said that is right. So you need at least 3 points in this first part of the battle. But guys, it's not just about the battle results. So if you find that you are out in 2.5 minutes, if you find that you're no longer in the race to get out of your house, please stick around. We have 3 quizzes with 3 separate prizes, kindly donated by Max Bjork himself. And we also have something else that I'd like to do before we do the quizzes. So there's quite a lot going on. And no, it is not a tour of the fiction kitchen. There's not a lot to see. But we are looking now. Let's just hop over to our clock, see how we're doing. All right, we are looking at 2 minutes, 2 minutes and counting. And I'm going to go on over to my own. Oh, let me do that. Why don't I take you with me? That'd be a good idea. Bit more entertaining. Going to go over here to all 4 of the genres. So we've got time travel romance, which I think of in my head as Hot Tub Time Machine. We've got revenge, which is what I'm in. And this is my house here. You can see, you'll be able to tell which one is your house by the little house symbol next to the houses. And Shipwrecked, as well as Aliens. You'll be able to see here, there's little judging gavels that say which house you judged preliminary rounds in. So that's a really good way to track what you're doing there. But we're going to head on back now to me because I'm far more interesting and better to look at. We are looking at just over, a minute to go until our first round of results. And then we're going to, we're going to chat about it. We're going to see what's going on. Holden is saying he's about to be too busy wiping the screen to see. Okay. I don't really understand that. There is something going on in the chat that I don't really understand why you are wiping the screen, Holden. Yeah, Hot Tub Time Machine is a great film. Very underrated film. Fantastic storytelling. Yes, Kay, the gavels do mean that. Okay, so yeah, that was perhaps not great on my part to see, but you can't see what stories I've judged unless I open up that house, which I will not do. You can only see which houses I've judged. Guys, we have about 10 seconds before we go. So count down with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Let's see how I did in my first 6 battles. So we're going to look for the name of our... Ooh, we have an undefeated in my house. Crossing the river. Okay, so I've got 4. That's good going. That is 4 out of the first 6 battles, which I have won. I'm not going to click on it, so it's going to, because it would say who I was up against, and I don't want to share that information. But looking down my house, we have 1 6 and 1 2 3 4 5 5 6 5s. Strong house, an absolute ton of 4s. An absolute ton of 4s. Lovely to see writing friend Alyssa here with getting some recognition for her story, whose title I won't say out loud because it will take half of this podcast, or sorry, half of this live stream to do so. But well done to everyone. Let us know how you did. So, all right. So here we have a 3, which means you're still in the game, and another 3. And here we have a 5 from Ben. Yes. Wow, there's some pretty good scores going on here. Sarah looking like a 5 as well. Another 5. I got 4 here. And Caitlin's, and here we have a perfect 6 from Ginny. Ginny, well done. You've got a 6, 6 out of 6. Now, what that means, everyone, is if the higher your score is, the tougher these next rounds get, because there's something Max calls strength of schedule. And that means that you are paired up against other stories that are deemed to be equally strong or in the same category of strength as yours in terms of their results so far in this writing battle. So I have no idea which story yours is, Kay, why you're speechless, but you're in the same house as me, and I'm assuming you did well. Let us know in the chat. Kevin, fairly new to the platform. Kevin got a 6. Yes, well, believe it. Your story was very funny. If you didn't read Kevin's story, it was Aliens Got Talent. I don't remember the exact title, but the idea of it was Aliens Got Talent instead of America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent or wherever's got talent. Kendra got a 4, just like me, holding on for dear life. Now listen, we've got 4 rounds, right? And we've got to win 3 of them. So that's not great on the face of it. It's not. But what is good, Kendra, is that we are paired against stories that are not as strong or deemed not as strong by the algorithm as the ones who are scoring highly so far. So it might actually get easier for us to win the next 2, hopefully 3. We'll see what happens. And the same for you, Kelly. You're looking at a 4. Yeah, we've got to win 3 of them. Ken's looking at a 3. So Ken, you have to go 4 for 4 in the next ones. It does happen. It has happened to me in the past. So take consolation from that. And a big, Mike's given a big 5 and 6. Congratulations to everybody down there. Kay, yours was Crossing the River. Okay, so Kay was saying, oh, there's such better stories than mine in my house. And yet, here you are, Kay. I'm in your house. I don't know whether we went up against each other. You can tell me in the chat. I'm not going to look for reasons that I've just told you. And yes, you're right. It's always more stressful watching when you're in the running. It is always more stressful. So, oh, it's me against Kelly. Toothpick versus toothpick. So I remember. Oh my goodness, we're up against each other, Kelly. That is so interesting. So in the next round, or in one of the next two rounds, it is me up against Kelly's story, which also involves a toothpick. Wow. Mine very heavily involves a toothpick. It could not exist as a story without a toothpick, although I suppose you could use something else. We've got a question here from Caitlin. Is the max points possible 10 when the rounds are done? Yes, there is the possibility that there will be some 10 pointers at the end of this round, but that does not mean anything. Basically, it all starts over once the final showdown starts, and you could be a 10-point story going against a 10-point story, or a 10-point story going against a 9-point story, and you could lose. You could be out the next round. So anybody with 10 points, well done. Anybody with 10 points by the end of this, well done. Can you get your feedback during the battles? Harmony's asking. No, you see the feedback at the very end. So once the absolute 4 winners of each, the one winner of each genre is announced on Sunday, that is when you get your feedback. We all get our feedback at the same time. Max has said that toothpick is a weirdly popular prompt. Yes, I agree. I read lots of toothpick stories. Max can maybe give us some actual stats on that if he has time. Guys, we've got 25 minutes now. We got 25 minutes until the next 2 rounds are revealed. So I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. So obviously I'm here in the Fiction Kitchen. We are in the United Kingdom. I'm American, but I live here in the UK. It is still daylight, which it wasn't last week. Funny thing about seasons, it gets lighter and lighter. So I'm here in the UK in the Fiction Kitchen. Where are you? It's great that we're having this chat here on the live stream. Where are you, and what does your Fiction Kitchen look like if you're in the kitchen? What does your literary living room look like? Where are you, and what does your environment look like? What I'd like you to do is, I'm going to type this here, writing battle TV at gmail.com. Right, that is our email address here, writingbattletv at gmail.com. Take a selfie, show us where you're at, and email it on through to writingbattletv at gmail.com, and we'll try to share those photos here on the live stream, if you don't mind. So we got some other people in the UK. So Kay is asking, while people are taking selfies, hopefully, and sending them on through, Kay is asking, are we able to see who we went up against? This is my first writing battle, and I'm feeling a little bit lost. Well, yes, you can, Kay, and it looks something like this. So let's have a look. When you go over to your houses, so this is my house, House Hunter, you're going to go and you're going to find your score, or if you're down here at the end, you're going to find your blank card, which means that you still haven't had 3 points yet. You might have 1 or 2, but you've not got 3 yet. So you find your white card with either a number on it or blank, and you click on that. And that will tell you down here who you were up against. And so Faliadu beat me there, and I beat that one. And that's how it looks in that round. I'm not going to go any further into that. It's only because you asked, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Can I take a pic of my cat instead? He's a handsome boy, Alexander, if you really want to. But I was hoping we could share our environments, our non-living environments, our actual environments, so you can see what you are. So I'm just going to set up another window here. And I'm just going to see if anyone's emailed that through. Let's have a look. This is riveting content. So far, nobody has been brave enough to email through a picture of themselves. So Hannah has asked, what are we taking pictures of? You're in first gear today. You're in San Diego. Oh, I love your town, by the way. I spent Christmas there, not last year, but the year before, in Mission Beach. I love it very much. We are taking pictures of ourselves wherever we are so that we can see you and we can see whatever's behind you, wherever you are. That's what we're taking pictures of, Hannah, if you want to. And we'll share them here so people can see where they are. So Jamie is in their kitchen. I don't know, or Jaime, sorry, is in their kitchen. I don't know where that kitchen is, Jaime. So Writing Battle is congratulating. Oh yeah, okay. So Cyprus is getting excited. Sorry, I missed that part of the conversation. Ended up with 6 points. I'm not trying to get too excited. Well, Cyprus, you are 1 win away. You are just 1 win away. The email, Alyssa, the email once again is writingbattletv@gmail.com. Couldn't be easier than that. That's writingbattletv@gmail.com. And we'll share those so we can see, because really, guys, most of you have things like your cats as all right, we're starting to get some through here, guys. All right, let's have a look. Give me a second. I will get these up. All right, so here we go. Here we have a look at, this is Doc Chaos over in Ontario, Canada. So we still have some snow on the ground over there in Ontario, Canada, as opposed to Ontario. I don't know if there's other Ontarios in the world. I'm not that sure if there are. Here is Maverick Jones. Maverick, hello. You are in a school? I'm going to guess that's a school, Maverick. Obviously, Doc Chaos was on their patio. We're also looking at Daniel. Daniel is Tooth PC in the chat. That is who you're looking at. And let's say hello to Daniel. Daniel's here in the UK with that extreme close-up. Oh, I wonder what's in the cellophane. Is it a snack? Can you share it with us? Let us know in the chat. And one more. Oh, this is great. This is great. So I'm actually going to have to see if I can share this whole thing as a whole screen, because this is so good. 202. All right, give me a second. This is Chris Sadhill. Chris Sadhill, there he is. Chris, active in the chat, big support. Oh, look, and I'm on in the background. I believe that's Edgar Allan Poe above your screen. I don't know who the other two are. I think one of them might be Jack Kerouac, but I can't be completely sure. Let us know, Chris, who those pictures are of in your office, in your den over there. Somebody asked email again. That is writingbattletv@gmail.com. And Alexandra says, hello to everyone who has sent a pic in. Yes, hello to you. Interesting question here from Prattle. How many points to get to the final showdown? The answer to that is 7. 7, 8, or 9, or 10. So if you have 7 points, you are automatically through. So those of us with 4, as I said, have to win 3 out of the next 4. Those of you with 3 have to win 4 out of the next 4. You have to win them all. It's a bit of an easier road points-wise for people with high scores, but it's actually harder because they're paired up against more challenging stories or higher quality stories. So still waiting to hear from Chris, but you're getting lots of love here in the chat, Chris. So we're looking at, oh, there we go. We're looking at Poe, Charles Bukowski, Johnny Cash, and George Orwell. So I got the Edgar Allan Poe right, and I failed absolutely miserably at the rest of them. So we're still waiting on MT Christian. MT, if you're there, and if you're lurking, if you're in the chat somewhere, please do let us know. We will do our best to get you through. Oh, okay. So relating to what I said before, there is an Ontario, Canada, and an Ontario, California. Oh, Very, very easy to get those two wrong. Interesting question from Alexander to Chris. If he had to pick one of those four people, one of those four gentlemen, who would he have dinner with? I think I would not have dinner with Edgar Allan Poe. I think that is absolutely something that I would probably say no thank you to. So we're going to have a look at Alyssa, Alyssa or Elisa. I don't know how you pronounce your name. I'm sure you can tell us in the chat. But we're looking over here. We're going to say hello from what looks like your couch. Hello, friend. Welcome. And then we're going to look over here. Let's see who else we have. We have. So I thought it was, I didn't know if it was Jaime or Jamie. And it turns out, I believe this to be Jamie, and Jamie is saying cheers. Hopefully you are somewhere in the UK or somewhere in Europe that you're enjoying that wine and not having wine that early in the afternoon, unless that's how you roll. That's totally cool if that's the case. We're going to go back here and, oh, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. You guys are going to want to see this. We have Max and Etta and Orson coming at you from Writing Battle headquarters all the way in Nova Scotia. Guys, welcome. Welcome to Writing Battle TV. I know you miss mommy. I know. And here's Alyssa B. Here's Alyssa B from all the way on the west coast of the US. Alyssa, you are trying to figure out where you are. Looks like you're in an office of some sort. It might be your own personal one, or it might be just an office like the rest of the world. Thank you so much for sending that in and for saying hi to us. You're in Los Angeles, so you're sharing the warmth. And I was going to stop there for a moment, but I have to allow you to see this one. S.A. McNaughton has sent this in. I am, just so you know, I am a proud graduate of the University of Michigan, class of 1998. Go Blue. And S.A. McNaughton is saying go Blue. There's her Michigan Wolverines flag just sat up behind her. All right. Guys, we're looking at about 14 minutes now. 14 minutes until the next set of results comes through. And still waiting on MT. If MT doesn't make it, yeah, Max, you're right. You're absolutely right. There is always time for one. And Hannah agrees. And 2 p.m. It is Friday. It is Friday. I will give you that. It is Friday. So that comes with the territory. So Alyssa B is saying that was their Zen Den office. I like it. I like it. Another Wolverine in the chat. Abigail, go Blue. Class of 2004. Right. Welcome. Yeah, I was at the University of Michigan about the same time as Tom Brady. No, at the same time as Tom Brady. Did not know him. Did not know him. But Tom, if you're, now that you're retired from football, if you happen to be in your spare time writing short stories, and you happen to stumble across this podcast, either when it's live or later on, when it's saved onto Writing Battle TV, join us. Join us. There's lots of Wolverines here. Nathaniel would crack a cold one if they didn't have an interview in an hour. Yes, I understand. But best of luck from all of us. Good luck on your interview. Guys, I want to try something. I'm going to do a dry run of our quiz. So our quiz will look like this. I will put a question into the chat, and I will give you warning before I do it. And it will ask a question with a definite answer. The first person to answer it correctly wins. And the first person to answer it correctly, not out loud, but the first person to answer it correctly within the chat will win the first prize. And I'll tell you what that prize is. So let's just do a dry run. Here we go. The prize will be nothing because this is a dry run, but we're just going to see who wins. And Max, if you could help us adjudicate over there in Nova Scotia, I'd be really helpful. You can tell us who won and what their screen name is here on YouTube. So the question is, for this dry run, this is the Fiction Kitchen. There is one major difference to the Fiction Kitchen. There's many right answers to this, but what is different? This week. It is a physical difference. The answer is 42. There is no meteor, no? So the question is now in the chat. What is different about the Fiction Kitchen this week? I will sit still so you can have a look around. Okay. Those of you who are saying it's flipped is not correct. The camera might be flipped, but the Fiction Kitchen is not flipped. Yeah, Kevin, the sink is on the other side. That is not what is different. Have a little look around. This is true. This is true, but I was not thinking of that. So there's something physical about the Fiction Kitchen. Can anyone see what is different? Or the cabinet, the knife block is moved. Yeah. Okay. Well, that may or may not be true, but it's not a big change. You are very close, Lindsay, and you are very close, Ken. Ken is getting there. There's not two toasters. It's just a double-sided toaster with a kettle next to it. Coffee cup in the window. Yes, perhaps. Perhaps that wasn't here last week. I ate the mac and cheese. I actually did, but that is not it. And this is also true, but it is not the thing I'm thinking of. It's not an iPad in the background. That is a piece of AI from Amazon, which I will not say the name of because it will wake up and start talking to me. Okay, so the winner of that quiz was Nathaniel. Nathaniel got the, unless Max can tell me if somebody else had this answer, Max, did somebody else have this answer before Nathaniel? I don't think it was the case. So Nathaniel, just for playing, you get a round of applause, but you don't actually get, yeah, Harmony, that was a little bit too late. A little bit too late. So basically our coffee machine, which incidentally, these kind of drip coffee machines, which you take for granted in the US and North America, we don't really use them a lot. You don't find them very easily here in the UK. And we didn't have, I've been living here now for 20 odd years, and we didn't have one until about a year ago. We spent a lot of time in the States, and actually we were in San Diego on Mission Beach. We were staying in a VRBO, and we had one in our house, and we got back and Mrs. AP said, we need to buy one. So we have one, and it just broke. I woke up on Monday morning and there was about that much tar at the bottom of my pre-programmed coffee jug, and no amount of descaling, no amount of cleaning could save it. It was dead. So what you're seeing here is a new one. So very well done. The video frame is turned off. It goes on and off. It does that. Yeah. So Charlotte wrote coffee maker. Did you do it before? Yes. And Harmony. So looks like Harmony may have won. Okay. So this is why we have an adjudicator. I'm actually going to wait when we actually do the quiz in a minute. I will wait until Max can adjudicate properly. So what we'll do, guys, is in 8 minutes, we will have the next round of results. So this is rounds 7 and 8. Once we've had a look at those rounds, we will then have about a half an hour's break until 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is rounds 9 and 10. But don't go anywhere, because during that half an hour, we're going to do the first 2 quizzes, and we're going to give out the first 2 prizes. And those will be officially adjudicated by Max, since Max is the one who's donating these prizes. And you can all play. And then regardless of whether you're in or not, stick around. At 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to do the third and biggest quiz question. And then there is an even bigger prize for that. So we'll have a look there. We are looking at the minute. We're looking at about 6 minutes and 15 seconds until the next one. We do have some. This is really cool. So we do have some more photos to share of people where they're at. People enjoying Writing Battle TV. This is Kelly. Kelly, welcome. And she is on a bus to Paris. To Paris or in Paris? From a bus to Paris. So interesting. Is that a bus that's actually in France? Or is that a bus that is on its way to France from another country? Let us know. And this one, oh, Kelly J. Kelly J, you're going to want to see this, guys. Kelly J is in Bretagne, or Brittany, as you would say. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And obviously, Kelly J is just walking down the street in France, going, bonjour, 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 like in the beginning of, I was going to say Little Mermaid, in the beginning of Beauty and the Beast. So here comes Sarah G in Ontario. This is her selfie for the stream. There she is, hiding behind that jug mug. Oh, I like that jug mug quite a lot. So for some reason, my my thing just blipped. Oh, I see why. I see why.
He sees why.
Okay, this is why. So we are joined now, as I said we might be. We are joined now by MT Christian. Let me just see if we can get to MT here.
There he is. Nice.
Well, like magic. MT is
Right.
over in Nova Scotia, not far from Max. Is that right?
I'm in Newfoundland. I grew up in Nova Scotia, so
Okay.
I grew up definitely not far from where Max is, but I'm in Newfoundland these days, but a little further up and a little further east out in the North Atlantic. So yeah.
Your accent, MT, is as amazing as your writing and as your stories. MT, we've got about 4 minutes to go until
Indeed.
to the thing. What I would like you to do is if you could please help me, because I've been asking Max to do it, but apparently he looks like he has 2 children on his lap. I don't know where.
Mine are a little bit older and home from school, so they have retired to their quarters.
Good. Good. We're going to do the reveal of results here in a minute, and then we're going to start the quizzes. And if you can be the adjudicator for that, I might even need you to back me up on the answers, because
hey, you never know.
Some of them I've created the questions, but I'm not 100% sure on the answers. So well, I am, but I just need
All right, you can handle it.
I need some backup. Great. So we're looking at 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes to go until we get back. Let's just go here for a second. I'll give MT a bit of a rest. I'm just going to turn his camera up for a quick second and give him some time to scratch his nose if that's what he needs to do. I just did that. MT, we got a shout out here from Maverick, who says your story, this battle was amazing. So if you didn't read it, MT wrote a meta story about essentially being in writing battle, which is something that I did in my very first battle, and MT, I believe, did it better. So I hope that does well. I don't know. I don't have time. I don't have time to look, but MT, let us know in the chat how your story is doing. How many votes does it have so far out of 6? Max is saying that MT doesn't even have a strong accent. Wait until you drink with a Newfoundlander. Yes, well, I've seen Alyssa's saying that MT's accent is making her want to sing. That's hysterical. What you guys can't see right now on the live stream is that I've got a little black and white dot with MT's face in it, and I can watch him and see what he's doing, but I can't hear him. It's the funniest thing. We'll get over to MT in a minute. Yes, MT's story was rad, Kendra. And oh, you know what? I'm also from Michigan. This is really interesting. Caitlin is saying Caitlin doesn't hear an accent, but she's from Michigan, so maybe she's just used to it. The thing is, I find, and I hope I don't offend MT or anyone who's from Newfoundland, it is very similar to a Michigan accent if you were a pirate from Michigan. then I think that's kind of what we're looking at. Sort of Michigan, sort of northern Michigan, Upper Peninsula pirate. I think that's kind of the if I were a director directing, I don't know, the musical Come From Away, I would tell people to go to Michigan and wear a pirate hat if they wanted to do some research. And other people, Charlotte is from Michigan too. Well, Lottie, welcome to Writing Battle TV yet again. Guys, we're looking very close to the time. We are looking at less than a minute. So we're going to head over to the debrief page. And I am going to share that page with you now. Obviously, you don't really care how I do, but I do. So this is what I'm going to click on. The minute or the second that it's ready. So here we go. We got 25 seconds, guys. 25 seconds, whether you are in Shipwrecked, Aliens, time travel romance, or revenge. Let us know how you do in about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. All right, let's have a look here over at the Battle in Progress. Crossing the River still has 7. Field Notes, still has 7, sorry, has one more, 6. I have 6. Well, knock me down with the feather. So I won both of those battles. So my next 2 are going to get super hard. I only need to win 1 to get through, but my next 2 are going to get super, super hard. And I'm very, very pleased and chuffed, as we say here in the UK, to be a points twin with my writing buddy, Alyssa B, over there in LA. Well done to you. By the way, this title is something that Alyssa wrote as part of her story. And in beta, I said, look, why didn't make that your title? And I'm glad you did, because it's a fantastic little short snippet you wrote there, and it deserves to not get lost in your story, but to have light shone on it. So well done to our 7 pointers. We got 3 of them in House Hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4 of us with 6. And then it goes down from there. So I'm going to stop sharing that. Guys, how did you do? How did you do? Also, Allison Hall also went. So those of you who don't know, Allison is a 2-time winner of Writing Battle. She's also the only 2-time winner of Writing Battle to not acknowledge the fact that I've thrown down the gauntlet and want to do a live steel cage match here on Writing Battle TV with those 2-time winners. So Allison has not commented on the forum. She's not emailed me like I asked. She's not said she would do it. And by the way, just so you know, Etta wants everyone to know that her friend Ellery's grandparents are from Michigan. Well, that's very interesting. Guys, I'm going to go back over to MT, going back over to Newfoundland. Let's just get you in there. Here he is.
There he is.
Oh, let's make ourselves bigger. There we go.
All right.
MT, how are we doing? How are you doing over there with your meta story? How many points?
You know what? You know what? It has not been well received by the judges. That's just the way it goes. I expect the feedback is going to be that that is not what a revenge story should be, because it has and that's the way it goes. You take risks and you shoot for the fences sometimes, and it doesn't work. Now I'm sitting with 2 wins right now. So, and I only had 2 in the first 6, so I didn't win either of my last 2 either. So that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
That could be something to do with strength of schedule as well. If you won your first 2, you're going up against stronger and stronger stories every time. I remember when I did a meta story in my first Writing Battle ever. 2 of the people that fed back, it was back in the days before you got 10 pieces back. It was you could do 1 battle in your first battle and lose.
Right, you may be done right away. Exactly. Yeah.
And I got all the way to the last 16, which floored me. And I got 3 different people in my feedback say something to the effect of writing a meta story about somebody writing for a writing competition is a cop out. And I found
and you know what? It may be what people end up saying, and that could very well be. I tried to do it with a little bit of self-deprecation and a little bit of humor and a little bit of wink wink to the prompts, and I thought it might work. It did not. So, but
But
I mean, people who are reading it, I think are genuinely, think it's entertaining. I just clearly it wasn't the story for the revenge category. So if it was a comedy category, it may have been a different result. But who knows?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think that the tone that people are expecting, and here I'm thinking about a couple battles ago, I did a cemetery tale, which is my normal style, is a little bit sarcastic and a little bit funny, and it wasn't well received. I mean, I got honorable mention, which I'm pleased with, but it wasn't well received. I didn't get out of my house, and the main reason when I got the feedback was they were expecting something different from a cemetery story.
Right.
It wasn't
Yeah.
good enough that it had cemeteries and dead people in it. There needed to be a chilling, or more of a chilling factor, which I wasn't ready for. So it could be a genre thing, but I tell you what, the feedback love that you've got so far, MT, and from me, I think that the self-deprecation is what I got wrong writing a meta story, and you got right. So,
So
well done.
that's all right.
All right.
That's all right.
So we're just looking at some other results now. I don't know if you can see them on your screen, but we're looking at a 5 for Gabe.
Awesome.
So going against a 7 and a 6, so much fun for Gabe. So this is a good question here. Maybe you can explain this, MT. Question. Are these specifically structured to match you against the same score or similar in later rounds? So by that, I think Holden is meaning after the house battles.
Okay, so yeah, we all do battle 10 times, and in each round, so now everybody is out of 8. Everybody has a score out of 8. And in rounds 9 and 10, you will be paired against people who have similar scores right now. It's only matched every second one, so you don't get rematched going into the 10th. For 9 and 10, you're matched against similar scores. Then everything, all bets are off, and everybody who scores 7 or higher goes into the final showdown. And in the final showdown, it's a bracket style tournament. So you think, Wimbledon or March Madness, where and there are seedings there. Now, I don't know how much in a writing battle seedings matter. To me, very little. However, it will be seeded, but it's not, specifically seated. It never says this is number 1 and this is number 64, but that is how it's set up. So the better you do in the house round, so if you get a 10, you will be one of the top seeds in the final showdown. And all that really means is that if the top seed and the second seed, they cannot meet until the final. Now, will they meet in the final? Probably not, because that's not how this works. As subjective as this all is, the people who vote in the final showdown quite often will vote the other way. We've seen it all kinds of times where people who battle in the house rounds will battle again in the final showdown, and there'll be a different outcome. So it's not. I don't know how much of an advantage there is to it, but that's kind of how it's set up. Is if the 2 strongest stories, or the 2 stories, strongest isn't the right word, the 2 stories who perform best in the house rounds won't be able to meet each other until the finals if they happen to both keep winning. So that's kind of how it's structured. But I don't know how much that really matters when it comes to an elimination bracket. When it comes to writing, it's too subjective to really matter a whole lot. Really, the host rounds get you there. Yeah. It's a whole different ball game once you're there, and still the cream will rise to the top. There's no doubt. It always does.
And you talked about tennis tournaments and Wimbledon and the US Open and the Grand Slams, and it is very similar to that.
Yep.
Structure I mentioned last week. Any of you who look like you're not going to make it out of your house or already have been eliminated, remember the Emma Raducanu analogy about Emma Raducanu when she played the US Open, age 19, was the most dominant player I've ever seen play tennis. And she's yet to achieve that form, or yet to achieve those results. Her form is still great. She's still a great tennis player. The fact that she's not made a Grand Slam semifinal, let alone final, since then does not make her a bad player. She's still as skilled as she was. MT, thank you. We're going to go now. We're going to do the first round of our quiz, as I mentioned before. So MT knows nothing about this. He is completely He knows that it's happening, but that's all he knows. Nobody knows. And I'm going to put, as I say it out loud, I'm going to put the question into the chat, and then I'll say it out loud as well. This is a fastest finger situation, like it was for the trial quiz about what has changed in the fiction kitchen, and the answer was my new coffee maker. This is the fastest finger. The first person to get the exact right answer will win. Now, some people may fly off and really quickly, do a search for the answer and find it and come back and type it in. But my hope is that the people that actually have it in their heads and have their hands on the keyboard will get there first before anybody has time to research it. So here we go. The prize for this first one is a free, Max, can you confirm in the chat, please, the prize? I want to make sure that I get it right. It is a free ticket. A free ticket to, let's have a look here. 4 times. Oh, yeah, okay. So it is for the Fear Pro-Judged Battle. You get a free ticket to the Fear Pro-Judged Battle, not the Peer Judged Battle. The Fear Pro-Judged Battle. You get a free entry into that if you can answer. Thank you, Max, for confirming that it is a Fear battle ticket. Yep. So here we go. The actual question is as follows. How many writers actually submitted for Winter 25? That is, how many writers actually submitted this current writing battle for Winter of 25? Not how many people signed up, how many actually submitted a story. So I don't know the answer to this. I've seen it at some point. This is why I've had MT come on. So MT, if you can quickly look it up, you may not play. I'm
not going to play. I won't play. I won't play. I do know the answer.
Okay. So MT, if you can keep a lookout on the chat and let me know if the right number comes up first, and tell me who that person is.
Oh boy.
So I can find it.
It's funny being on the stream with you. I can't see the YouTube feed.
Okay, so I'm
going
to start reading them out in order. Here we go. When I get to the right number, just shout or say ding 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 or something like that. Whatever they say in Newfoundland when you win. 964 1235 1500 1888 1400 1094 1024. When I say these, say higher or lower, please, MT.
Okay, hold on. Now you got me questioning because just a sec. Just a second.
Max will know the answer to this.
Yeah, Max does know the answer. Yeah, I'm sure I know it. I don't think I've heard it yet.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. 1094, higher or lower?
Higher.
Okay, so higher than 1094, 1475.
Lower.
1425.
Higher.
1455.
Lower.
Let's see.
I think I now. And of course I'm on my phone. This is on my phone, and this is where I would go to do all of this.
Okay, how about 1450?
I think it's just a little lower. I think. I'm literally top of my head here.
Okay, Max has called it. Kelly Sings wins. So Kelly, you are the winner of a free ticket.
So what was it?
Let's have a look. Kelly Sings.
445? 1445?
1455. So that's what it was. So basically, MT, I spoke too fast. I rattled through these things too fast. 1455 for you, Kelly Sings. Kelly, if you can email Max at admin@writingbattle.com. Email Max, tell him that you won this on the YouTube. You won this first ever inaugural quiz in the fiction kitchen. So Kelly sings. It would also be good, Kelly, if you told us who you are or what your screen name is over on the forum so we can celebrate you there. Oh, Kelly has already bought their ticket. Okay, but you know what you can do, Kelly? You can donate that to a friend, or you can donate that to someone in need. You can do whatever you want with it. Max may even bump it forward to another thing. You never know. But do email Max and let us know who you are in real life over on the forum. We're gonna do another one of those, and this is also for a fear ticket. So it's kind of related to what I just said to Kelly. I'm going to type it in here. Okay, so you know that I am AP, the Anonymous Panda, here on Writing Battle TV and also over on the Writing Battle forums. I got a Panda badge for feedback in the battles, for giving what Max and Tiona thought was good feedback. And one of those is given out every battle. Two of them are given out for feedback within the forums themselves, within the debrief. So you get these badges for lots of different things. I also have one that I won in the heart battle. I got a little heart-shaped one, and I've got honorable mention trophy, and I've got a trophy for this and a trophy for that. Not the gold trophy yet for winning, but that probably won't happen this battle anyway, but it might. But you all know that we get trophies. When you buy a writing battle ticket for an upcoming battle, and you then give it to another person, you can gift it to another person, you get a badge of a little present with a bow on it. When you combine 3 of those, so when you get 3 of anything, when you get 3 slot machines, it turns into something else. It turns into a different badge. When you combine 3 of those gift boxes for giving away a writing battle ticket, when you combine 3 of those, and you've done it 3 times, those 3 presents combine into a different badge, which is an elf. My question for you is, what badge do you get when you combine 3 elves? So that's 9, giving away 9 tickets to Writing Battle. And I can already tell you.
I know this one.
I can already tell you that Sarah's won. I think that's yeah. Sarah has won. Maybe you have yourself. Oh, look, people are saying Pegasus. People are saying all sorts of things. Gift present. That's right. And yeah, Alyssa B, you do get an elf if you are on just giving away 3, but for 9, that is correct. It is Santa. So please email Max at admin@writingbattle.com. If that is too much to remember, then email me at writingbattletv@gmail.com. I'll pass it on to Max, and you'll get your ticket given to you for the upcoming, not the next one, but the one after that, the Pro Judge Battle, the 3rd one of this year, Fear. Interestingly, Alyssa B, where'd you go? There you go. Alyssa, I don't know what that means. Oh, LMAO. We are up against each other. I just saw, I don't know if you've seen, we are up against each other in round 9 or 10. Our stories have come head to head at last. So we, just for some context, we both baited each other's stories. We both helped each other get our stories to where they're, and now they're going head to head. May the best writer win. So that is to say, Alyssa B, I hope you win. So Max is congratulating. That was a great quiz. That was a nice quiz. There is one more quiz with one more thing to give out, one more prize to give out. And Charlotte is saying, Lottie's saying that she can see the answers in chat before she sees the questions. I do try to say it out loud at the same time, but there might be some lag where you are depending on your internet connection. So I do apologize. Guys, we're looking at 13 minutes. We're looking at, or actually just coming up to 12 minutes before rounds 9 and 10. Don't forget, once round 10 goes out, rounds 9 and 10 go out, we are doing one final quiz. And this has an even better prize at the end of it than what we've already given away. So I'm just going back here to look at, we've got some more people have sent in Kevin S. has sent R.A. Reynolds, Ellie Franklin. We'll get to your selfies soon. Thank you so much for sending those. If not, check out Writing Battle TV's community posts. I might put them there on YouTube. So, MT, have you got any more? Let's get back over to you. Have you got any more points after that reveal?
Any more points?
Yeah.
Did I win any more?
No, sorry. That's not what I meant. Do you have any more pointers for people?
Pointers.
Yeah.
What? Well, I mean, for me, writing battle. I mean, everybody will approach it differently. I just for me personally, it's a way for me to be creative. It's a way for me to have kind of just something that is kind of just for me. I'm nobody else's. This is a chance for Dad to say, you know what, I'm gonna do some writing tonight instead of other things, which is kind of nice. It doesn't happen a whole lot. So for me, the process is nice, and anything else is gravy. Look, I'm under no illusions. I'm not going to win writing battle anytime soon, but I sure do enjoy writing battle. So that's what it's all about for me.
Yeah, I agree. Someone said to me today, I think it was Gail in the forum, said, do I have nerves of steel? How can I reveal my own results live in front of everybody? And because for me, it's not about the results. The results are nice if they go our way. For me, it's about several things. It's about the creative outlet, like you said. There's a bit of self-care in saying, I'm going to take some time by myself, not listen to anybody but my own mind, and I'm going to put something out into the world that didn't exist before. There's that. There's the process of revising that, and there's a community involved in that with the beta community that each story sparks off. And then there's the debrief as well, which I really love, which is a chance for people to celebrate the things that you've done well, maybe point out some things that you can do stronger next time.
Sure.
And as I said to Alison Schiller when I interviewed her on Writing Battle TV, this whole thing is like a master's degree that never stops. You just get better and better and better. And I don't know, MT, if you've ever read your first story on Writing Battle, if you've ever gone way back to whatever.
it's head and shoulders, and I really don't work at it per se. I only write when it comes to writing competitions. I am not a writer outside of this. I just don't have time. I'm a dad, a husband. I'm busy, right? I just don't have time. So it is nice for me to say 10 times a year, you know what, Dad's writing this weekend, and it doesn't mean I lock myself in a room for 48 hours, right? But it just means that, in the evenings, I'm going to be a couple hours here, a couple hours there. That's when I do my writing. So even then, there's improvement. And imagine when the time comes, retirement or whenever that is, where I can really kind of take some time to review these things and make them better. I've got a great little repository of work already, and I'm looking forward to making more. One more point that I'm going to say, and I think that this is important considering feedback's coming on Sunday, is we're all going to get 10 bits of feedback. I think it's real important to remember that these are going to be 10 bits of feedback and some of them will be very useful and some of them may not be. Remember, the feedback is as varied as the competitors in this, and not everybody is good at giving feedback, and not and I shouldn't say that it's poor feedback, but it's sometimes I think with the feedback, you have to look for patterns. You're going to get 10. So boy, if there's 3 people telling you the same thing, that's probably something to listen to. There will be one-offs where you just don't agree, and maybe that's one that you can just park and not worry about. But that feedback we get at Writing Battle is something I think that you have to look at from a different point of view than you might look at pro-judged feedback. Very valuable though, but I think you do have to look at it a little differently.
Yeah, I agree. You need to think, the way I look at it is that you walk into a supermarket. I don't know if the supermarkets in Newfoundland have a lot of books on them, but here in England, you'll have an aisle that's just paperbacks and sometimes hardbacks. And your average person walking past that, they're as different as the next one. They have a different background. They've got a different set of lived experiences, and their opinion of what they want to read or what they think is good to read is as different as they possibly can be. And that's what writing battle is. So if you ever want to make a living at it, or if you ever want to even just have a little bit of a side hustle income at this, you got to appeal to as many people as possible. And here what we have in writing battle is people with a vast array of lived experiences from all over the world. Many of them are not native English speakers. They might write like they are, but many of them are not. I think we've had some winners who are not native English speakers, or at least some runners up. And it's an amazing array of people. And our task, if we want to make a fine point on it, our task is to appeal to as many people as possible, while still maintaining our own artistic integrity and saying, telling the story that we want to pay. Tiffany's saying that she 100% is feeling the thing about feedback patterns. Yeah, I get a piece of feedback. I might say, yeah, that's interesting. I get it twice. I write it down and I take it to heart. I've had some feedback that makes me laugh out loud. It's that ridiculous. But if I ever got the same thing twice, I'd be very, very worried. Kay is saying here that they were a little anxious about debrief, but this community is so kind, even with criticism. We try, Kay. It's a safe place. It's meant to be a safe place, as is Writing Battle TV. Alexander is saying that they got scolded by one of the Heart judges, which was deserved, and she thinks it's the best thing that's ever happened to her. Well, that's amazing. I don't know what scolded means. You might want to take that up with Matt, because you paid for that feedback. But in my opinion, my pro feedback wasn't harsh enough. My story got honorable mention, but it didn't do as well as I would have hoped, and I still don't know why. Because there wasn't really anything in the feedback that pointed it out. But we'll see. It was only 3 bits of feedback. We get 10, as MT said in this. Harmony's got an interesting question. MT, if you know the answer, jump in, but otherwise, Max might. I was wondering, if a non-English speaker submits a story, how does the translation affect their writing style? Wouldn't that affect the formatting and word choice a bit? So I think, Harmony, what we're saying is that it would be somebody for whom English is a second language. I would hope people don't use Google Translate, write in other languages and submit in Google Translate. If they do, it might come out a bit AI sounding or worse. I think these folk submit and they try their best at English when they're doing so.
For sure, they're writing in English. It just happens that English is not their first language necessarily, which is incredible. Quite frankly, I tried to do if I tried to do this in French, which is the only other language that I'm passable in, it would not be good. So kudos to those folks who can pull that off.
Absolutely. I'm very, very impressed by it. And I'm impressed by people that sprinkle other languages throughout their story, be it Spanish or French, or I think I've seen some I think possibly some Hawaiian in one, which was really cool. Just adds another flavor to it. Max himself says, Harmony, some people try this and they don't turn out well. I think what Max is talking about is Google Translate and things like that. We have a whole interview with Max where we talk about AI, and you can find that on Writing Battle TV. It's good. Max basically says, don't bother. English was Nabokov's third language or something, and he writes better than anyone I've ever met. And you've met Nabokov. Well, I say, we are in fancy company indeed, MT. Guys, we're looking at less than 3 minutes, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds before we go over to the rounds 9 and 10 results. So what happens after this, MT does a lot of posts on the forum about this, but what happens after this is we then go to the final 64, or what's the name of it, MT?
It's just the final showdown, and when I say 64, it'll there's probably not going to be 64, a nice even number like that, because for one of these tournaments to work, you have to get to a power of 2 very quickly, and that is a power of 2 lets you cut half until you're left with just 2, and then ultimately just 1. So it'll be a bracket that's set up for 64 stories, but there won't be a full 64. Some stories in the first round will get a bye, and that means just an automatic win for that story. So that story, a story with a bye, progresses automatically to the next round where there's only 32 stories left. But the way it's set up is those buys plus the winners from the stories that do have battles, the total in the next round will be a nice even 32, which can be halved a bunch of times until you're left with one. So that's why I said 64, but it would be a shock if it was exactly 64. It'd be nice, but probably not the case.
I've yet to get a buy even in round one. I would like one sometimes. Writing Battle Gods algorithm, please give me
way back, very first one, you used to have two little battles, and then if you did well in those two little battles, everybody got put into this great big huge tournament, and back then you used to get a buy and then lose in the second round, and that would be that.
I remember the seeding
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
Very, very very, very good. Guys, we are looking at less than 1 minute. So I'm going to head on over to my debrief page, the Battle in Progress page. Like I said, whether you're in Aliens, Shipwrecked, Revenge, or Time Travel Romance, if you're a hot tub time machine, you only have about another 30 seconds to wait until you find out. Like I said, you can check who you're up against. And in my battle coming up, I'm up against a writer whose writing that I very much enjoy, and who I helped, and who helped me in the beta reading phase just before submission. So I've never had this happen before. So I guess the longer you're around, it happens. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, let's have a look. I need a 7. Has he got a 7? He has a 7. Guys, I'm through to the final 64, or the final showdown, as is Wilbur Winch falls to his death. Field notes. This is quite a funny one. Alyssa, I believe you beat me. Let's have a look. You did. You did. Well, Alyssa, well done. Thank you so much for being
and guess who has a buy, AP?
Have I got a buy?
You do.
Wow. Do you know what? Ask and ye shall
receive. There you go. You got one.
It's a good time for me to say I'm nothing to do officially with Writing Battle. I am just an Uber fan who had a little bit of knowledge of YouTube and decided to do this channel. But that's fantastic. So I'm through to the 32.
You know what? Not so. Yes, but there were over 64 stories that advanced from Revenge, which means
so I got to buy on 128.
You got to buy at the 128, and a few stories have to battle in 128 to get it whittled down to 64, which means I have to update my little what to expect, because those 128s will be released at 1:30 instead of on Sunday, so an hour and a half early, because Max likes to go every 15 minutes, and that's the only way to do it.
Nice matchup, Alyssa. Yep, well done to you. The 128 by MT, just for the record, does not count. I've had that before.
It is a buy, my friend. It counts. Okay. You can no longer say I've never got a buy in Writing Battle.
Fantastic. Right, guys, I'm going to close this out. I can't wait to go nerd out over all the data and have a look at the other houses and the stories that I've read, and see and dig down deep into what's actually happened here. I'm thrilled to be part of the Final 64, thrilled to be in the Final Showdown, and I hope you are too if you made it. If not, Emirata Kanu. I have one more quiz question. I'm typing it now into the chat. So many of you have said that the chat is 30 seconds ahead of the video. So I'm going to say this at the same time as I press the button. So I'm going to wait 30 seconds. Watch the chat. It will happen in the chat at the same time for everybody. So in 30 seconds, I will do this. Your prize this time is a set of Writing Battle tarot cards. The controversial tarot cards that some people had to go at Max for designing and selling on his site. They are really cool, sought after merch at the Writing Battle website. And they're yours if you can answer the following question. Now, MT, this is another one that which you may not answer yourself. So, Alex, while we're waiting, Alex is just asking how many wins to move forward, and Harmony's right, it is 7. So I got just the right amount to move forward. Thank goodness. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to launch the quiz question, and I'm going to put quiz question before it. Okay, here we go. Fastest finger wins. What was Max's nickname in the Navy? Max was part of the Navy, the Canadian Navy, and Max had a nickname, which he has mentioned in the forum before.
Yes.
And MT, you can nod if you know it.
I can't remember. Oh boy, and I'm racking my brain because I know it. I remember seeing it.
Well, I did this because I thought it was a good question, but I also wanted to see what people came up with, and I'm quite liking this one. It's not correct. I'm quite liking that one. This is a pretty good one. And I think Ben O'Neill, just on originality alone. But Ken Rowland is even better at Maximus Ridius. And that's not very kind, Kevin. Kevin is calling him Squid Face. Lottie, this would be good, but I think you're kind of alienating half of the North American contingent of Writing Battle by calling him Max the Mountie. But other people think that as well. Mountie Max. No, that's you again. This is a good guess, Kelly sings. You really want to win this quiz again, Kelly. Mork. Or maybe Lottie's trying again with Max's rap name, Mountie. No, I'm still looking. Shipmate. Good guess. Good guess. Ken Rowland is saying it's probably the most accurate. People would just call him Bjork, yeah. Nobody knows. Nobody seems to know. So I'm going to have to give you a clue. The clue is it's a proper noun, so you'd capitalize it, and it's based on a toy. And the more you play with it, the harder it gets. The more you play with it, the harder it gets. Like Max says, it's a game. Now, I'm not saying the more you play with Max, the harder it gets. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, watch yourself, AP.
Yeah, this is a family live stream. But we're still not getting the guesses that I would like.
You know what? This is when a search function in the forum would be awful handy.
Okay, so we have a winner. It's Monique Nelson, who has said Rubik's Cube. That is pretty much it. Max was called Rubik's. I still don't know why, but Max's nickname in the Navy was Rubik's. And I think it was Rubiks, spelled like the game. The more you play with it, the harder it gets. I never got it. I was never able to solve it. And Tiona is still trying to solve it as well. But guys, thank you so much. So Monique, you can email Max at admin@writingbattle.com and collect your prize, and he'll have that sent out to you. Hopefully you don't live too far away and it won't cost Max $1 million Canadian in postage. Guys, I'm going to go nerd out over these results and this data, and I'm going to go see how my favorite stories have done. And Monique loves the tarot, and now you've got one because you gave the absolute right answer. Megan, and to the rest of you, you are so welcome for hosting. I do enjoy this. I won't be doing it on Sunday. I'm just going to watch the results on my phone from my sofa in peace and quiet and cry or cheer into a pillow. I want to thank MT for joining us all the way from Newfoundland. Hope you can join us again. It's been fun. It's been great having you here in the Fiction Kitchen. And from me, from MT, from Max, from everybody at Writing Battle,